Let's go to the phones here. I got an email from a friend of mine, Jamie Clark, who's been on this program before, actually, when he used to have a capacity as president of the Lexington Forum. And something tragic has happened to a friend of his and a friend of many in the community. And Jamie's trying to get some help for the family. Jamie, how you doing today?
Hey, Dave. How are you doing?
I'm fine. You sent me an email today about a friend of yours who, how old was this guy? John, what is his name? Fetko?
JonFetko. Yeah, John was 34, and he got up Monday morning with a headache and checked himself in the hospital, and later that afternoon he passed away. Apparently he was diagnosed with meningitis, and it caused swelling of the brain, and it was very quick and very unexpected. And he's left behind 2 young girls under 6 and his wife, who obviously the entire family and all his friends, I mean, we're quite devastated.
And you were telling me in the email that he just had lost his job, 2 months ago?
Yeah, he'd been downsized in the last 2 months, and his health insurance was kind of a temporary policy, so we're not expecting it to cover all the expenses, and then, the funeral costs are going to be pretty significant that obviously they weren't prepared for either.
Whew, man, how fragile, how unpredictable is life. I mean, we truly don't know the time, place of our demise, and 34 years old. So the guy, he just checks himself into the hospital because he's got some persistent or very aggravating headache, and later that day just passed away then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's John's 2 years younger than me. He's actually the godfather of my youngest child. And I tell you, this week has been hard losing John, but it's also kind of staring my own mortality.
Oh, man. Yeah, isn't that the truth?
I'm still young enough that I feel invincible, but it's really not the case.
No, I hear you on that. I mean, and I guess maybe it happens in everyone's life where whether it's a parent that passes away or perhaps a friend or a family member that passes away suddenly or much too young, or maybe you have situations in your life where a number of people who you're close to that might be around your same age come down with some devastating illness. And the scary thing about it is you hear these stories of people who get cancer with no symptoms, none. They feel fine. They all happen to go in for a checkup or maybe a little blood work or something, or maybe an MRI for some other reason. Maybe they got some injury, something sore, and boom. You get this catastrophically devastating news. It's sobering, very sobering.
Well, John worked with me. I'm president of the Lexington Dream Factory this year, and we grant dreams to critically and chronically ill kids. And John had been on our board for quite a while and worked very hard to help other families and other sick children. So the Dream Factory board got together and decided that we needed to do something to help John's family. So we've established the John Fetko Memorial Fund at Fifth Third Bank.
Okay.
And anyone can go into any Fifth Third location and contribute to the fund. And if anybody wants to search me out on Facebook, it's just Jamie Clark. There's instructions on my Facebook page as to how they could donate online if they would rather do that.
So, or they can donate online via your Facebook page, or can they go to Fifth Third's website and do it?
Well, there's instructions on my Facebook page on how they have to do it. It's a little bit complicated, so it'd be hard for me to tell you over the air. Or, they could easily send an email to lexingtondreamfactory.org, and we could forward instructions to them if they would like to.
Or go to any Fifth Third branch, I guess, if somebody wants to make a donation.
Fifth Third branch, and that's actually any Fifth Third in their 12-state footprint, because John went to Miami of Ohio University, and he's got a lot of friends and family there, and has family in New Jersey, and we're hoping that we can all pull together, and we're obviously we're not going to help the family get through it, but if we can give them at least some financial peace of mind, it's one more thing they don't have to think about.
What kind of tab is the family looking at here between the medical bills that may or may not be covered by insurance because his policy was temporary due to the loss of his job and the funeral expenses? Do you have kind of a round number of what the family now suddenly is facing?
Honestly, I don't. I mean,
Five figures?
I would say probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost a parent several years ago, and just the funeral expenses were over $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine what being in the hospital with neurosurgeons testing you all day long. That doesn't come cheap. So
no. No, it doesn't. And I would ask, too, and I'm sure Jamie would join me in this, even if you didn't know John, if you have ever had any benefit from the Dream Factory or ever known anybody who has. This might be a way for you to be able to pay back a little bit.
Absolutely. And of course, John goes to our church. He goes to see his whole family does.
Yeah.
So, if people could keep his family in their thoughts and prayers, that would be much appreciated as well.
Okay. It's John, and the last name is Fetko. Fetko is the name. Correct. John Fetko. You can go to Jamie Clark, Jamie Clark, Clark, his Facebook page, or the Dream Factory, dreamfactory.org, or any Fifth Third Bank if you can't help out. I know it's the holiday season and people have a lot of financial demands this time of year, and there are other organizations trying to help people this time of year. But if you've, if this strikes you personally as something you feel like you want to do or need to do, or maybe you knew somebody in the Fetko family, or you've been involved with Dream Factory or something that can help out, it would be much appreciated. Because this is, I don't care what time of year this comes, this is devastating stuff.
And one thing, just looking at, go home and hug your family, because you may not be here tomorrow. I mean, I was talking with John a week ago, and he was as healthy as you or I. I mean, just in an instant, it changes. Yeah.
Well, listen, Jamie, I'm sorry for the loss of your friend, and also my sympathies and prayers. I'll offer up some for the Fetko family, and anything we can do to help here, let me know, and hopefully this will provide a little bit of a boost to this fund.
Great, Dave. Thank you so much.
All right, Jamie, thank you. Jamie Clark. John Fetko, Fetko, if you can help out any Fifth Third Bank. There is a memorial fund that's been set up to help the family defray some of the expenses. The 34-year-old guy just lost his job a couple of months ago, and there was 2 small kids and so on. And I think it's fair to say they were not prepared for this financially or otherwise. And it doesn't heal the hurt, but it might alleviate one less worry that the family has.